The promise of a new life is said to be a blessing, but pregnancy can often be quite stressful. And with the coronavirus spreading fast throughout the world, this can definitely make pregnancy very overwhelming. Now, Johannesburg-based gynaecologist and obstetrician Dr. Neelan Pillay joined us to answer some of the common questions about pregnancy, delivery, and staying healthy and safe during the Covid-19 pandemic. Good morning, doctor, and welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
We're good.
Thanks for having me.
Our absolute pleasure. Let's get right into it because there's so much questions with regards to being pregnant and contracting coronavirus. Would you say being pregnant, you're more susceptible to contracting the virus as opposed to not being pregnant?
Well, the truth of the matter is being pregnant or not pregnant, the chance of you contracting the virus is exactly the same. Initially, when the disease started off, we thought that pregnant women were at lower susceptibility to contracting the virus. And as time progressed, we found out that women that were pregnant had an equal risk of contracting the virus as opposed to if you were not pregnant. So the truth of the matter is, if you are pregnant, you should take all the precautions, probably if not more, than when you are not pregnant. And I do understand that this does become very stressful on a pregnant woman. This should be an exciting time where you're looking forward to receiving a beautiful bundle of joy at the end. And now this gets complicated by the fact that you need to watch out where you go, what you're doing, wash your hands, and the whole social distancing. But that is important, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Now, if a pregnant woman does test positive for the coronavirus, can this then be passed on to an unborn baby?
Yes. The newest studies show that it can be passed on, but they conducted a very interesting study where they looked at a pregnant woman that had COVID-19 and she was quite sick at the time, and the woman had a cesarean section. And they looked at the presence of COVID-19 in the placenta, in the amniotic fluid, which is basically the water that covers the baby. And they found that there was COVID-19 in both the placenta and the amniotic fluid, and also the unborn, the baby.
So where does that then leave a mom that wants to breastfeed? Would you then go against breastfeeding when you are positive for the coronavirus?
So whenever we prescribe something in medicine, we look at the positives and the negatives of whatever we're prescribing. In effect, breastfeeding is a prescription. So we could look at it as taking Panado, for example. And if we look at the side effects or the negative effects of breastfeeding and the positive effects of breastfeeding, on the one hand, you will have the chance, be it small, of the baby contracting COVID-19 from a mother that is positive. And on the other hand, you've got all the positive benefits of breastfeeding. And one mustn't deny the fact that breastfeeding has numerous benefits. Number one, we know that breastfeeding babies do better at school. We know that breastfeeding babies have a lower chance of contracting asthma. We know that breastfeeding babies grow better and have a lower chance of getting any infection because of the fact that the antibodies from the mother get transferred through to the baby in the breast. We would rather take the advantages of breastfeeding than the chance of the baby contracting COVID-19. So when she breastfeeds her baby, she should wear a mask. And prior to breastfeeding the baby, she should make sure she washes down the nipple, preferably with just soap water, and rinse nicely, and then latch baby onto the breast.
Doctor, let's talk about the birth plan. How could the coronavirus then impact that? What has changed with regards to the hospital policies during this time? And can your partner and parents still join you in the labor room?
Now, you'll have two categories of patients and two categories of hospitals that do two different things. So the one category of patient that you will have is a patient that has tested COVID-19 negative and goes into labor. That patient will be allowed to go into a birthing suite together with where other COVID-19 negative patients attend, and will be able to conduct her delivery that way. When the baby is born, they will be treated as being COVID negative. Now, on the other hand, you might have a woman that has tested positive for COVID-19. She will be taken to a facility for confinement of COVID-19 patients because we do not want to have cross-transmission of patients. So if it is in the government facility, there might be a specific government facility for COVID-19 mothers. If it is in the private facility, often the private institutions have a separate ward where they have for mothers who are COVID-19 positive and delivery. Now, in the private institution, we do things a little bit different. All women that come into the hospital are tested for COVID-19, so we know who's positive and who's negative because we have a swab. And the COVID-negative patients are allowed to birth in a suite together with other COVID-negative women, and the COVID-positive women have to go to an area for COVID-positive patients. Now, I want to add on to that question, is your partner allowed to deliver or come into the delivery suite, be it a natural delivery or be it a cesarean section? So in the private institutions, how we're handling that situation is, if you are COVID negative, then your partner or parent is allowed to come into the hospital together with you. At our institution, what we do is we allow the partner to be together with mum during the labor or cesarean section, and the partner should stay the whole period with his wife until they are discharged home. What we don't want is an up and down out of the hospital, because that just increases the risk profile of the hospital. If you are COVID positive, we will take much more precaution because we want to protect the health professions dealing with you. We will treat you with utmost dignity and care, so you do not need to be afraid that we're not going to give you the treatment that you require. But unfortunately, your partner will not be allowed to come into the hospital because we want to limit the amount of patients that are COVID positive, and we don't want cross-infection.
Dr. Neelan Pillay, thank you so much for your expertise on this topic. I mean, it is definitely a time where a lot of mothers are filled with so much uncertainty. So thank you so much for answering our questions.
It's so good to be on your show, and thank you for the invite.
South Africa's COVID-19 infections are still on the rise. Therefore, it is so important for you to continue to protect yourself and those around you from contracting the coronavirus by washing your hands regularly with soap or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid close contact with people who are sick, and clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces, and make sure to stay home if you can. We can get through this difficult time if we all work together.